Imagine just having a few more weeks left to be on parole, just to be unalived by your probational officer. This is the devastating case of Marchello Woodard. On a hot summer evening, Marchello Woodard was sitting inside of his car in Erie, Pennsylvania, weeks away from being off of probation. A man with a past, yes, but also a man looking forward to reach his goals in the future, to turn his life around. That night, Pennsylvania state paroles were conducting checks throughout the neighborhood. What began as a routine encounter ended in tragedy. According to investigators, agents approached Chello's vehicle. Moments later, the situation escalated. The car began to move, and one officer claimed he was dragged. In those seconds that changed everything, gunfire erupted. Not from Marchello, multiple shots were fired into the driver's side of the vehicle. Chello was struck. He did not make it home. He was then rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Erie coroner ruled his death a homicide. And just like that, Marchello's life was taken away just weeks before he was due to be off of parole. For Marchello's family, the shock was unbearable. Questions came immediately, but answers did not. Loved ones saying that he was unarmed, that he was not a threat deserving of death, that whatever mistakes he had caused in life, it did not deserve death. The community felt it too. Vigils were held. Protesters filled the streets. People speaking his name over and over again, Marchello Woodard, refusing to let this case be taken as just a footnote or a headline. A movement formed, Justice for Chello. They demanded transparency, accountability, and truth. But weeks passed, then months. No charges. No public body cam footage because parole officers weren't required to wear them. Silence from officials felt louder than any statement. For Chello's family, the waiting became its own pain. But they kept showing up anyways. At city council meetings, at rallies, at microphones shaken with grief and resolve. They reminded everyone that Chello was a human being. Not just a parolee, not just a suspect, but a son, a father, a loved one, and a man whose life mattered. Then 6 months later, something changed. The DA office announced criminal charges against the parole officer. The officer was charged with criminal homicide with multiple related offenses. For the first time since that night in July, the system acknowledged what the family has been saying all along. This death deserves to be heard in a courtroom. The officer turned himself in and was held without bond as the case moved forward. For Chello's loved ones, the charges did not bring him back. They never could. But they represented a step, a long-awaited moment where accountability no longer felt impossible. Today, the case is still unfolding. The legal process continues, and the community continues to watch closely. Because Marchello Woodard was more than the way he died. He was a man that deserved to live long enough to finish his sentence, long enough to change, and long enough to come home. And his story is not over because justice, once delayed, is still being pursued.